What's happening, guys? Chris from NCG here, and this is a follow-up video to yesterday's video about Infernoids. Our teammate was able to sit down and show you a live deck profile of Infernoid, basically starting you at ground zero. Just talking about Infernoids, like all their effects individually, their level lock, cards you can play, their costs. For people who just don't know about Infernoids, it's a really good place to start. But I'm here to maybe take you just that one step further and showing you like a pretty solid list that you could take to an event. This is a list in particular that I have tested with pretty good success. If I'm being honest, it is BA Zoodiac Infernoid. Now, you know all about the Infernoid from yesterday's video, so I'm not going to go into too much detail about them. But the reasoning for me playing the Zoodiac engine, I'll just quickly go in. I'll go into the list in detail. The Zoodiac engine is because obviously this is a really good engine that you can produce an entire board out of one card. But for specific reasons, this card, after your Bujin play, or not your Bujin play, your Zoodiac play is done, you'll be left with two level 4 Beast Warrior type monsters that you can exceed into this. And when it is exceed summon, you send the top 5 cards to your deck to the graveyard. So that's pretty good. You mill 5, it is a Dante or a Minerva on crack, which we know both those cards are pretty good in Infernoid. And then it can also protect itself when it's about to be destroyed. So, on an Arc Knight effect that mills 5 on summon, that is not bad. So that's the reasoning for the Zoodiac engine. For the BA engine, it just gives turns lawn mowing into removal, because due to the Infernoids being majority destruction based, i.e. they dismantle boards rather than create them, this deck will probably be going second, so as such, just turning your best mill cards straight into flat out removal without having to dedicate any Infernoids to the board is just really good. Secondly, they are level 3s, they can special summon themselves, so being able to make Invoker, to get the Rat, to get the Kagasuchi, blah 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 blah, is very, very good. So that's another reason why I'm playing it, and obviously just more stamina, just more revival. Yeah, that's basically the theory of it. I'm going to run through the list, talk about specific choices, and then the side there, which isn't a real side, it's just 13 cards that I want to talk about that could either be included in the main or, yes, in the side if you're going to an event. So let's start off. We've got 1 Calcab, 1 Seer, 2 Snow. Reasoning for 2 Snow is because you never want to draw it. You want to mill it right away, but you could bump it up to 3 by all means. It's just you do risk drawing multiples or drawing it. You don't really want to draw it. But obviously this card's the best card in the deck. It prevents you from being level locked. It's you can banish the Infernoid to summon it, flip a monster face down like the big Infernoid Tiara. So you're not level locked anymore, you can summon out your Infernoids. Been able to tribute this with the Infernoids effect to DD Crow your opponent's graveyard, to then summon it back up again to attack again in the battle phase, or reuse this Book of Moon effect is just so good. That is it's such an abusable card, and you always have so many cards in the graveyard. Obviously, you play a 60 card deck, but having cards on board like the Infernoid spells, Imagination, and Vanishment, that is just really, really strong. So that's why Snow is one of the best cards, if not the best card in the deck. Triple Farfa, obviously this is the removal. Level 3. You could play like an Alec, 2 Farfa, 1 Alec if you don't want to dedicate 3 slots to 3 Farfa, but it's just the best cards. Best BA, so that's why I play 3. 1 Gravkas at 1. 1 Antra. This card is not bad. It is mostly in here to turn Decatron into a level 3. To obviously make a Invoker or whatever else, but Antra's not bad. It bounces a monster. A Tondel, a one-off, it's just a name. Can't create OTKs, like if it attacks over most things. Like the Zoodiac's kind of small this format, so attack over that, attack again, not bad. 3 Decatron, the best Infernoid. That's why you play like 1 for 1 Levier to get it back when it's been banished. Just really, really good card. But in 1 Deviati, I think you only need 1. You could play 2, you could even play 3 at a push, but this is there to trigger imagination. Like, that's it. So you play 6 copies of imagination, 9 copies total, because you can left arm offering to get it. But this is just there to send off imagination. If you mill it preemptively, then you can just sum it back up to fuse it. So I don't feel you need multiples. If it's in the mirror and it gets banished, then that's just unfortunate. But whatever. Triple Harmor deck, it's really good. It's a level 3. One Anaku, same as Deviati. Triple Patrulia, just as a walking MST. And it's also level 4, which is kind of relevant, or it could be depending on your extra deck. Samus. This card is obviously really, really good. It's when at the end of the battle phase it banishes something, doesn't target. This was the best card of Infernoid last format. Yeah, Infernoid were a thing last format. This card was just the balls. Libic, just to special summon the BAs so they don't blow themselves up from the hand. Triple Scarm, legitimately just to get the tour guide ASAP. It serves no other purpose apart from that. I do not want to actually have BAs in my hand outside my first couple of turns that I have actually searched. I want them in the deck to mill the send off Beatrice. The Speedroid engine, just to make the rank 3 easier. Same with tour guide, just a 1 card rank 3. Triple wrap here, that's obvious. 1 Thoroughblade, this is your Broad Bull search, because it just gives Strancia piercing, and it's a pitch to draw effect. You know, if you open up a wrap here as well, and you don't really want it, that's why it's there. Triple Tenki, just to get the rat quicker. If you draw this hand rat, at least you can get Thoroughblade, it won't be dead. But this is also one of the fruity cards I was talking about. The Snow can just banish. So it's fodder for Snow, so it's never really dead. Triple left arm, just a turbo into the main card, which is Grass looks greener. But this can get Barrage, it can get whatever else you need. You just can't set this turn, so don't be trying to get Void Feast, because that's not happening. Or imagine our Banishment to get Feast, that won't be happening. 1 for 1, just to play 4 copies of Dagatron. There's a many monsters to pitch for this cost, so why not play it? Triple Desires, you're probably thinking it contradicts with that graphics screener, but you activate one or the other in whatever order. Like, if you go Pot of Desires and draw into the graphics screener, it's like, yeah, you've missed out on like 12 millable cards or whatever, but you know, you weren't getting to that graphics screener before you drew Pot of Desires, so you can't really complain. But the Pot of Desires is way too good too. +1 in this deck, an OTK sort of central deck, no brainer, I think. That graphics screener, debatably the best card in the deck. Not gonna say much about that. Triple Shaddoll Fusion, basically. Because every deck plays Zoo, this card is always live when you're going second. Just a really solid card. Send all your Infernoids to the graveyard. Hopefully bring up Snow to book the Tiara that comes out, so then you can then summon the Infernoids to then go off. But free advantage is free advantage. The card that searches it, Void Vanishment. Pitch to search, pretty good. Triple Zoodiac Barrage, you play a Zoodiac engine, you're going to play this, if you can afford it, of course. 1 Void Feast. I'm only playing 1 because this is a deck that goes second, and traps aren't really that good going second, but this could just be like the end of a combo. Like, say you don't get the OTK your opponent, you can't just end with this set. Like, say you make your board of like Drancia, Infernoid, blah blah blah, and set this, like, that's not a bad card at all. That will ensure that you OTK next turn, or finish him off. So Feast is good, or on the off chance that you're playing the Mirror, or you're playing against Zoo Kaiju and you're made to go first. That's not a bad card at all. Onto the extra, the fusions are 1 Pimp Dante, 2 Tiara. You can play this at 1, that's perfectly fine. I just like it at 2 because you can send it off its own effect as more Infernoids. But in reality, you probably don't need more Infernoid names. Probably in this deck, because you're playing a lower Infernoid count to make up for the BAs. The singular synchro is Omega. Like I said, you can bump this up to 2, not for the fact that you'll summon 2, but it's a good send off imagination to put stuff back in. But space, honestly, space is tight. 1 Beatrice, just send them far for like banishing the rat on their turn is so good. Like, disables their plays for that turn. Kaijus are in the meta, which is unfortunate, but Beatrice is far for the rat is just way too good. Talked about Kagdasuchi, Double Dante, just to float each other, or to make whatever like Sir back up, and you'll do need to. You play a big enough BA engine. 1 Livier to special summon back Decatron, or even BAs that you've banished off Snow, etc. But primarily to bring back Decatron that you've banished off an Infernoid summon or off Snow. MX Saber Invoker, obvious. F-Zero is there obviously because of the BAs, Double Dante, or when you've done your initial combo of Invoker, Broad Bull, and Kagasuchi, you're level locked at that point, so you can F-Zero the Broad Bull and the Kagasuchi to make F-Zero. You're no longer level locked, you can go off, and F-Zero is not a bad card. So yeah, you got the Zoodiac stuffs, Broad Bull, Borbull, and Trident, and Tiger Motor. Not talk about them, they are obvious. On the side, and sort of choices that you can consider. Coach Captain Bearman, you probably know about this in the meta. It's at the end of it, you can make this. Detach and succeed from this card, draw it, reveal it, burn your opponent for 800. You can activate it 3 times in a turn. So draw 3. Nice. So you probably would play this if you're going first. Side to side, you're going first. You go like Barrage or Terror Top to not use your normal summon, or even the BAs. And then normal summon this, get to draw 3 cards. Whoa! Good draw 3 cards. Yeah, pretty good. Next is Phoenix Rhino Warrior. I do really want to fit this in. It's a protection of Fiend monster effects that make it that good. Like, there's Regekis and Slumbers and everything in the meta, like, immensely. So I really want to fit this in, and yeah, its mill effect's not bad at all, is it? It's the default card to get off Tour Guide half the time, but I just have no room. I would love to fit that card in. Some sort of Kaiju engine, perhaps. Like, Kaiju engine is massive. Like, you need to play at least 4 Kaiju, like 3 Slumber. Like, that's 7 cards. Even a 60 card deck, that's pretty big. So maybe in the side, maybe not. Maybe you could just play Double Dark Hole Regeki. I don't know. Like, it's just something to consider. 1 Ghost Ogre and Snow Ravid. We all know how good this card is going to be this format. Just to nip the Zoodiac combo in the bud, or against the DDE players, ABC players, stuff like that. Ghost Ogre is probably the best hand trap of the format, bar the next card, Maxi. Just no room. Like, you could probably find room yourself, but my deck's is so full of combo cards and necessary cards that there is just sadly no room for Maxi in a deck that is made to go second. That is very sad, Panda, but no room. You can find room yourself, that's absolutely fine. On to my favourite side deck cards are the Cyframes. Epsilon hits traps. This is more of an anti-side. If your opponent's going to side in Imperial Iron Walls, or more importantly DDGs, maybe Dimensional Barrier if the CBA is a problem. But this just negates it and gives you a free Omega on your turn. Which is, well, that's not bad at all. And then this is more important when you're going against your opponent's board. If they try and maxi you, or they ghost over your barrage, or whatever else, this just negates it. Or if you're going against established board, play this and get a free Omega out of it. Really good. Fanny's Fiend, there's 1,000,001 ways to summon it in this deck. For the Infernoid summons, or the BA summons, Terror Top, stuff like that. This could be your normal summon after the Zoodiac combo, so you would end with like Droncia, Kagasuchi, Valley's Fiend. If you open Terra Top, like that's pretty good. If you're going first. So Valley's Fiend, card to consider. Right, talked about Coach King. Instant Fusion, because you're playing 1,000,001 ways to get the rat. So having the rat in the greave, there may be instant fusion for like an emerald or something else, or instant fusion the Decatron to make a level 5, or if you have a level 4 on board, you can make a level 9, 3 on board, level 8, etc, etc. So instant fusion is a card I definitely want to consider and fit in. Twin Twisters for back row heavy decks, but there's probably not going to be that many. Like maybe the pure Zoodiac has like strikes and everything you may want to get rid of, but or side deck cards. So Twin Twisters might be something you might side. An Artifact Engine, particularly Lancia in the mirror. You can play up to 6 copies of Lancia, 3 Sanctum, 3 Lancia, just to make your opponent not play that turn. They can't Snow, they can't Infernoid summon. All they can really do is maybe their Zoodiac plays if they play them or whatever else. But Lancia really hurts Infernoid. And then obviously you've got Scythe and Molar Attack if you want to play it. So Artifact Engine, definitely something to consider. And lastly, the almighty Dimensional Barrier. We all know how good this card is. It just says, you end your turn. Zoodiac, Colic, like they're pretty much ending their turn. Just really, really good against any deck. So yeah, that's the deck. That's me talking about it. I'm just going to quickly draw a few hands to see what they can do. Going second, so there you go. You go Terra Top and Invoker, get rats, say like give mill 5, so there's 1. I don't know what that card is. Oh, it's a rat, that's unfortunate. But that's not bad. I'll start a game. 3, like that's really good. That is really good hand. Wow. So that's the Void Imagination. That's a Shadow Fusion. Mill X amount. Terra Top to get the rat play. Probably do that first, depending on your opponent's board. And then normal summon Decatron. There's Farfa. If instead you want to make Terra Top into Dante, you can make Beatrice now. Like that's a really, really good hand. So I think I'm going to end it on that note, just to have a look at this hand. So this was the Infernoid list. I hope this was in-depth enough for you. I hope you didn't fall asleep with me talking. But this is a deck that I do feel quite passionate about, so I feel like I had a lot to talk about. But yeah, just let me know how you think, how you feel about it. This is Chris from NGG signing out.